Colleagues, good morning. Have you had breakfast? I need a lot of energy in the room. It's my real pleasure and pride and an honor to open this very important and key governors conference. I'm delighted to see so many of you here and extend my personal and sincere welcome to you all. In our sector, we are going through unprecedented change. It is a seminal moment for us. We are juggling with budgets, coping with funding shortfalls. In recent times, we have seen a number of national reviews, whether those reviews are related to apprenticeships or asking us for a radical change to introduce a growth strategy, whether that is about call for increased performance accountability, whether that is about review of the professionalism of our workforce. We are being asked to consider and to provide really excellence, a consistency of excellence in teaching and learning, and quite right too. So what is clear? The spotlight is on us. And this conference couldn't have been more timely when we have these 2 days which will allow us the opportunity to debate, to discuss, and to see in those workshops a right approach which is appropriate for your own colleges and organizations. This is a great opportunity to network and to learn from each other. And it's quite comforting to see that we all are in the same boat. What has happened in the FE sector over the years? FE sector constantly active and alert to change dynamics. We have demonstrated again and again our flexibility, our innovation, our creativity, our determination to make an impact to the prosperities of our communities. We have been recognized as the engine room for social justice and economic impact. However, the world we live in is somewhat different. The expectations are greater and the focus of scrutiny is changing. We have new freedoms and flexibilities. It's up to us to exploit the opportunities, to come up with strategies and direction of travel to meet the demands of the new world we live in. And again, over the next 2 days, I hope you are in a position to look at leadership and governance in our colleges moving forward. Is that fit for purpose? Is our direction of travel fit for purpose? Our strategic vision mission, is that really focusing on the challenging agenda ahead of us? The localism, the globalization, and other issues what we face. The world is shrinking, and we have a role to play, and we do play a role in transforming lives. And I salute the governors, all of you sitting in this room, for doing your role so well, with energy, with dedication, and without your role, without your input, we wouldn't be where we are. We are being recognized for our contribution. And sometimes it starts to feel that this Cinderella sector has come of age. And it's up to us to prove that. So colleagues, please do allow me just to go to the context and share with you some of those things which are happening. I'm going to let you read, if you can read from where you are sitting. Okay, so you have seen the context. I'm sure there is nothing new here. You are all aware of all those reviews, recommendations, proposals, challenges. One thing is clear, there is recognition, and recognition in the right way. But what we need to examine and debate, are we fully fulfilling our potential in all those areas? One thing I'm really pleased about is what is happening on our policy front, the freedoms and flexibilities, the new challenges, new chances. The policy which was introduced some time ago is developing and going in the right direction. There is no significant policy change. There are tinkerings going on around the edges in the right direction. And we just need to make sure we capture that agenda. So what are the challenges for governors, for governance in our organizations? Let me share those with you. There are many, and I'm hoping that screen will work. That screen is not working, so you need to look at that one. Okay, it is now. I have identified 3 priorities, and that is steering learning, steering impact, steering reputation. Let's just remind ourselves, governors' leadership is about steering our organizations. And that's what you do well, and that's the role is. So on steering learning, about teaching and what goes on in the classrooms. Soon, actually, this month, we are going to see the launch of the review of teaching and learning for adult vocational education. And that particular report is going to highlight what's the key ingredients in making sure that teaching and learning is outstanding. But we don't just do technical and vocational education. We also do academic education. Let's remind ourselves, more than 3 million people are educated and trained in our sector. 33% of university entrants, they come from the sector. The college sector is the largest sector for apprenticeship programs. So there are lots going on, and the diversity and the range is there. We need to ensure that teaching and learning is right. And I know, once I have finished, we are going to hear from Richard and Bill about what governors' role should be in making sure there is a focus on the quality of teaching and learning, and how you come more close to monitoring and being reassured that that's going in the right direction. Looking at the outcome is about results, but it's not just about results. We need to demonstrate are people progressing to the right jobs as a result of their training and education. And I'm just sharing with you some of those things which we do out in our colleges. We are preparing those young people to move into the right occupations, and this is another part of governor's role to ensure the skills developments, the skills portfolio, is it meeting the needs of the local communities or the job market? And people, are they actually progressing into that? Moving on to the second area of occupational, vocational, and academic, which I have already mentioned. But now I want to share with you, from moving on to steering learning, it's about steering impact. What do we mean by that impact? Impact is already happening. This is what we do in our communities and so on. But are we sharing that impact, the economic impact which we are making with the wider world? Every pound we spend, at least the return is 4 times. It has been announced today that by 2022, 3.4 billion pounds will be contribution from the apprenticeship program to the economy. I'm sure in your own organizations, you are very clear of that economic and social impact, and not just about transforming lives, but also making the UK PLC tick and grow further. Do we have the right resources? Do we have the right systems in place? The good governance is also about, not just about our own organizations. It is also about making a contribution for the reputation of the sector. Are we doing enough influencing? Are we connecting with the right people? Are we making sure that the learning, the local enterprise councils they have the understanding of the contribution the colleges make? There is a patchy picture in the sector, and this is again the role of the governance to make sure that they are aware of what is happening. We are engaging with them rightly. Also, the world is shrinking. Good governance, is it about local, regional, national, or is it about global? There are many examples I can share with you what is happening around the world, whether it's China, India, Indonesia, Brazil, but I would like to share with you just one example of India. What is happening in India at the moment? 25% of the global workforce is going to be sitting in India by 2022. 2/3 of its population is below the age of 30. They have an ambition to train 500 million skilled technicians by 2022. And we have a track record to play a role. We need to look at our own capacity. Yes, we have to focus on what is at home first, but if we don't do these things and extend our reach beyond our own organization, are we doing the right governance in the right way? I'll let you decide what is the right strategy for your own organization. The picture which you are seeing, this is signing a memorandum of understanding with the Confederation of Indian Industries on behalf of the AOC in India. And obviously, the Secretary of State, David Willets, is there, and the Secretary of State equivalent Indian minister is there. Moving on about the reputation. If we do all those things, teaching and learning, destination, right destination for those people we educate and train, connecting with the right people, extending the reach beyond what we need in our own colleges, without taking eye off the core business, the reputation is going to be the right one. Making the right connection I can't put enough emphasis on that. So, where are we? Leading a sector which is not just about our own colleges, but making a reputation. Allowing leaders to lead. If you have noticed, I have put the role of governors about steering, and steering is the right word. But at the same time, we are also looking for that leadership which will steer in the right direction. Allowing leaders to lead, but not lead alone. I do feel, colleagues, we are at a tipping point. So much is going on. We have done amazingly well. We are so responsive, creative, and our heart is in the right place. And this is the time when we have got the recognition, we have the flexibilities and freedom. This is up to us to make sure at this tipping point we go in the right direction. There are opportunities to be taken. The world is exciting out there. With all these changes, there are so many positives, and we can make the right things happen. So it's about making sure that we take the control of our own destiny. We have done that again and again, but there are even further opportunities moving forward. So I do hope that you have a wonderful conference, and I'm looking forward to coming back and talking to you tomorrow once you have had 1.5 days of those amazing workshops planned for you and the keynote speakers who are going to share with you what is the world like for them. And let's enjoy at the same time. So thank you very much.